Have you ever walked along the ancient city walls of York at night? The cobblestones are slick with mist, the gas lamps cast long, dancing shadows, and the air grows heavy with the weight of history. For nearly 2,000 years, these stones have stood watch, silent witnesses to countless stories. But some stories, they say, never truly end. They echo in the darkness, waiting for a listening ear, a stray glance into the gloom. Tonight, we're going to listen. We read delving into one of York's most enduring and chilling legends. The tale of the lone Roman soldier, a phantom legionary forever bound to his final post. York, or Eboracum as the Romans called it, was one of the most important cities in Roman Britain. It was a fortress, a capital, a bustling hub of imperial power in the wild north. Legions marched its streets, their sandals stamping a rhythm of conquest and order. The 9th Legion Hispana, the 6th Legion Victrix, these were the men who built the foundations of the city you see today. They lived, fought, and died here, far from the sun-drenched hills of Italy. And while most have faded into the annals of history, one, it is said, remains. The story has been passed down through generations, whispered in hushed tones in the city's old pubs and shadowy alleyways. It's a story that seems to surface most often on cold, still nights when the moon is just a sliver in the sky. People walking the walls, particularly near the Multangular Tower, one of the most impressive Roman structures still standing, report a strange phenomenon. First, it's a sound. A faint, rhythmic tramp, tramp, tramp. It's a sound that doesn't belong in the 21st century. It's the sound of hobnailed sandals, the caligae of a Roman soldier, hitting the stone pathway. Many have tried to rationalize it. It's the wind. It's a distant echo from the city below. It's just your imagination playing tricks on you in the dark. But then the sound gets closer, louder, more distinct. It's the unmistakable steady pace of a soldier on patrol. A heavy, weary tread that has been walking this same path for millennia. Your heart starts to pound in your chest. You strain your eyes, peering into the oppressive darkness ahead. Every rational thought tells you to turn back, but an unnerving curiosity holds you frozen to the spot. And that's when they see him. Not as a full, solid figure, but as a shimmering, semi-transparent silhouette against the ancient stones. He's described with remarkable consistency by witnesses who have never met. He's a legionary dressed in full battle attire. You can just make out the shape of his segmented armor, the lorica segmentata, and the distinctive helmet, a galea, casting his face in permanent shadow. In one hand, he carries a short sword, a gladius, and in the other, a pilum, the Roman javelin. But perhaps the most unsettling detail is his demeanor. He doesn't interact, he doesn't threaten, he doesn't even seem to notice the modern world around him. He just marches. His head is bowed, as if carrying an immense burden of sorrow or exhaustion. He marches from one section of the wall, fades into the stonework or the darkness, only to reappear further along his phantom patrol route. Who was this soldier? Why is he still here? The theories are as numerous as the city's ancient stones. One popular legend suggests he was a young soldier, perhaps part of the famed 9th Legion, which, according to some historical accounts, mysteriously vanished from record around the year 120 AD. Was he a lone survivor of a doomed patrol, forever searching for his lost comrades? Did he die on watch, slain by a surprise attack from the northern tribes? His spirit now bound by a sense of unfulfilled duty to protect the fortress. His eternal march is a solemn duty he can never forsake, even in death. Another, more tragic version of the tale paints him as a soldier who fell in love with a local Celtic woman. Their love was forbidden, a betrayal in the eyes of his comrades and her people. Perhaps he was executed for desertion, or perhaps they met a violent end together. Now, he walks the walls not out of duty, but out of heartbreak, forever pacing the spot where he last saw her, his spectral form a monument to lost love and eternal grief. You can almost feel the sorrow radiating from the apparition, a cold spot in the air that chills you to the bone. One of the most compelling accounts comes from a local historian who was sketching the Multangula Tower late one evening in the 1970s. He was a skeptic, a man of facts and figures. As he worked, he heard the marching. Annoyed, he assumed it was a prankster. He called out, his voice swallowed by the silence. The marching continued, growing steadily louder until it sounded like it was right behind him. He spun around, flashlight in hand, to find nothing, just the empty, moonlit wall. But as he stood there, trembling, a shape began to coalesce from the mist. A Roman soldier, just as the legends described, marched straight past him, so close he could have reached out, and touched the ghostly image of his leather straps and woolen tunic. The figure passed right through the solid wall of the nearby St. Leonard's Hospital, and the footsteps faded into nothing. The historian never went back to the walls after dark again. Skeptics point out that the current walls of York are mostly medieval, built on top of the original Roman foundations. They argue that a Roman ghost would be marching at a lower level, his legs appearing to be buried up to his knees. And interestingly, that's exactly what another famous York haunting entails. In the treasurer's house, just a stone's throw from the walls, a group of Roman soldiers has been repeatedly seen marching through. The cell of their lower legs invisible as they walk on the original Roman road level, buried 15 inches below the current floor. Could our lone soldier be part of that same ghostly legion, separated from his cohort? Is his solitary patrol a punishment, or is he simply lost, forever trying to find his way back to his barracks? The story of the lone legionary is more than just a ghost story. It's a direct, visceral link to our past. It reminds us that the ground beneath our feet is saturated with history, with the lives and deaths of those who came before. When you stand on those walls, you're standing where they stood, looking out over the same landscape they guarded. The chill you feel might not just be the night air. It could be the lingering presence of a man displaced in time, a silent guardian from a fallen empire. So, the next time you visit the magnificent city of York, take a walk on the walls as dusk settles. Listen carefully. Listen past the sounds of traffic and the distant laughter from the pubs. You might just hear it. The steady, rhythmic tramp of sandals on stone. And if you do, don't be afraid. Just stand aside and let the soldier pass. He has a long way to go and a watch that never ends. He's a part of York, as much as the stones themselves, a timeless echo of Rome's enduring legacy. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the shadows of history. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the world's most fascinating mysteries. Until next time, stay curious.